Hey everybody, mini concert number 37 coming to you from Falls Church, Virginia. First order of business tonight is to wish Terry Byers a happy birthday. It's a milestone birthday for her. She celebrated number 39. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Terry, happy birthday to you. And I'll do it again next year for number 40. Second song tonight actually is one of the most performed in Irish pubs, which is interesting because Irish pubs are noted as drinking establishments, and it's actually a temperate song from the 16th century. I played the Wild Rover for many's a year, and I spent all me money on whiskey and beer. And now I'm returning with gold in great store, and I never will play the Wild Rover no more. And it's no nay, never, no nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover, no, never, no more. Well, I went to an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady me money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. For a custom like yours we could have any day. And it's no nay, never, no nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover, no, never, no more. So I took from me pockets 4 sovereigns bright, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, "Sir, we have whiskies, wines of the best, and the words that I spoke, sir, were only in jest. And it's no nay, never, no nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover, no, never, no more." I went home to me family, confessed what I done, and I asked them to pardon their prodigal son. And if they'd caress me like oft times before, sure I never would play the Wild Rover no more. And it's no nay, never, no nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover, no, never, no more. And it's no nay, never, no nay, never, no more will I play the Wild Rover, no, never, no more. That's the Wild Rover. I think it's by a non. Don't really know who wrote that one. This is a song that I heard Seamus Kennedy do at Pat Troy's Ireland's Own restaurant down in Old Town. I'm sure he didn't write it. We're talking about temperance and drinking songs and being in the Irish pubs. Well, this Scotsman was in a pub himself. Oh, the Scotsman, dressed all in his kilt, left a bar one evening fair. You could tell by the way he walked that he drank more than his share. He staggered on until he diddly-I-O. He stumbled off into the grass, asleep beside the street. Just then two lovely lassies happened to pass by, and the one said to the other with a twinkle in her eye, "See yonder sleeping Scotsman, so strong and handsome built. Well, I wonder if it's true that he wears nothing beneath his kilt." Ring-ding-diddle-diddle-I-D-O, ring-di-diddly-I-O. I wonder if it's true that he wears nothing beneath his kilt. Well, they crept up on the Scotsman as quiet as could be, lifted up his kilt about an inch so they could see. And what do you suppose they saw beneath that Scottish skirt? Why, nothing more than God had graced him with upon his birth. Ring-ding-diddle-diddle-I-D-O, ring-di-diddly-I-O. Oh, nothing more than God had graced him with upon his birth. Well, the one said to the other, "I think we should be gone. Let's leave him a present before we travel on." So they left the blue silk ribbon tied up into a bow around the bonny star, the Scotsman's kilt did lift and show. Ring-ding-diddle-diddle-I-D-O, ring-di-diddly-I-O. Around the bonny star, the Scotsman's kilt did lift and show. Well, the Scotsman rose to nature's call. He headed for the trees, lifted up his kilt, and then he gawks at what he sees. And in a strangled voice he says, to what's before his eyes, "Oh lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you won first prize." Ring-ding-diddle-diddle-I-D-O, ring-di-diddly-I-O. Oh lad, I don't know where you've been, but I see you won first prize. And that's called the Scotsman. Next up, one of the later additions to the sets is a song by Kenny Rogers. If I can find the chorus. On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, met up with a gambler, we were both too tired to sleep. Well, we took turns to stare out the window at the darkness. The boredom overtook us, he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a lifetime out of reading people's faces, knowing what the cards were by the way they held their eyes. And if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bought the cigarette, and he asked me for a light. Then the night got deathly quiet, his face lost all expression. He said, "You're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done." Well, every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away and knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner, every hand's a loser. The best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. Well, But when he finished speaking, he turned back toward the window and crushed out his cigarette, and he faded off to sleep. Somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even, but in his final words I heard an ace that I could keep. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. So that's The Gambler. Kenny Rogers did that one. Next is a 17th century song about an unrepentant criminal sentenced to be hanged for killing a man. Oddly enough, my daughter Heidi used to love to dance to this song when she was 2.5 years old, which is roughly the age of her daughter Paloma right now. Feel free to dance along. Well, my name it is Sam Hall, Sam Hall. My name it is Sam Hall, Sam Hall. My name it is Sam Hall, and I hate you one and all. You're a bunch of blighters, all dang your eyes. Well, I'd kill the man, they said, that's what they said. Kill the man, they said, that's what they said. Kill the man, they said. Shot him in the head, and I left him there for dead. Dang his eyes. So they took me to the jail, down to the jail. They took me to the jail, down to the jail. They took me to the jail, and they tied me to a rail. They wouldn't let me have no bail, dang their eyes. Then the preacher came along, he came along. The preacher came along, he came along. The preacher came along, sang his little song. He told me everything I'd done wrong, dang his eyes. So it's up the rope I go, up I go. Up the rope I go, up I go. It's up the rope I go. See my friends down there below, saying, Sam, we told you so, dang their eyes. I saw Molly in the crowd, down in the crowd. I saw Molly in the crowd, down in the crowd. I saw Molly in the crowd, so I shouted right out loud, well, Molly, ain't you pleased and proud, dang your eyes. Well, my name it is Sam Hall, Sam Hall. My name it is Sam Hall, Sam Hall. Name it is Sam Hall, and I hate you one and all. You're a bunch of blighters, all dang your eyes. Well, there's your dancing song for the evening. Ballad of Sam Hall. Next up tonight is a Woody Guthrie song. He got tired of hearing Kate Anderson sing God Bless America, so he wrote a song which he originally entitled America Blessed Me. And this is the song. There's one verse in here about a wall that isn't traditionally done by the people that do the covers, but I threw it back in. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest ribbon of highway. I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me the golden valley. This land was made for you and me. There was a big high wall there, and it tried to stop me. The sign painted on it said private property, but on the back side didn't say nothing. This land was made for you and me. As the sun was shining and I was strolling, the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds were rolling, as the fog was lifting, a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream water. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. So, it's mostly known as This Land Is Your Land. Just a reminder, next week I'm going to start throwing in holiday songs, not necessarily Christmas songs, but I'm going to do a new holiday song each of the next three weeks, and possibly the next 4 weeks if I can work out the fourth song. Next song is by one of my favorite songwriters. Has recently become one of my favorite songwriters, John Prine. This one's called Peabodys, and it's about the place where his parents were from, and the town actually got strip mined and no longer exists. There's a what's it called? The steam shovel in the song, referred to as the world's largest shovel. And actually at the time they brought in this steam shovel, and it was the world's largest steam shovel. When they were through strip mining there, they buried it in place, so it's still there where Peabodys used to be. And then I know I'm being a little windy here, but there's also one last verse at the end here that normally people who do covers don't do, but I'm going to throw it in. So this is your night for bonus verses. When I was a child, my family would travel down to western Kentucky, where my parents were born. There's a backwards old town, so often remember it. So many times my memories are worn. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, by the Green River, where Peabodys lay? Sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Sometimes we travel right down the Green River to the abandoned old prison by Adrie Hill, where the air smelled like snakes and we shoot with our pistols. Empty pop bottles was all we could kill. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, by the Green River, where Peabodys lay? Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Well, the coal company came with the world's largest shovel. They tortured the timber and they stripped all the land. They dug for their coal till the land was forsaken. Then they wrote it all down as the progress of man. won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, by the Green River where paradise lay? Sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. When I die, let my ashes float down the Green River. Let my soul roll on up to the Rochester Dam. I'll be halfway to heaven with paradise waiting, only 5 miles from wherever I am. Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, by the Green River where paradise lay? Sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train has hauled it away. Raise the roof for Annabelle. She is here, in the house. Thanks for coming to the mini concert tonight, Annabelle and everybody else. I'll see you next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. with a whole new set of stuff. And don't forget, a holiday song next week.